See, welcome back to What She Said Sports, everybody. Okay, as y'all can see, I keep receipts. I said I was gonna wear it this evening. How's everybody doing? Okay, we have a good show lined up for you. Hold on one second. Okay, have a great show lined up for you. A lot has transpired since we last saw each other. In fact, as I was logging off, information was coming in. Not just any information, but information about Kevin Stefanski wanting out. We're going to talk about that because that's the best news I heard thus far regarding this situation. I would think regarding the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski losing control, feeling like he's losing control, doesn't have control, and wanting out is the best news I have heard. And this is true. This is the reality. Just last week, Kevin Stefanski was safe. Andrew Berry was safe. Andrew Berry is still safe, but Kevin Stefanski wants out. Then I want to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Okay, so earlier today, I talked about Shannon Sharpe and how yesterday on Monday, Shannon was calling out the situation with the Browns, right? With Kevin Stefanski taking Shedeur out of the game at the Wildcat plays that dumbfounded everybody. And he was talking about it, and he said, I don't want to call it sabotage or say it's sabotage, but it's not right. I said, Shannon, I said, call it what it is. You can't be scared. You got to call it out. So late that night, not that he saw my podcast, I think a lot of people, I posted this on social media, but I think other people, I know people like my posts, and I believe he heard everybody's collective voice, not mine necessarily. And he called for a DOJ investigation. I'm sure y'all probably know about that. He was dead serious. And I applaud him for that. And today we were talking about it, and we brought up the fact that he was afraid to call it sabotage. Well, today, he not afraid no more. Between the DOJ investigation and just flat out, talking about Kevin Stefanski, now he's saying the Browns are setting up Shedeur. So he's willing to use the word sabotage now. So he's gone from not wanting to call it sabotage to call it for a DOJ investigation of Stefanski to now calling out the Browns organization for trying to trap Shedeur with these last 4 games, where the last 4 teams, or three of the last 4 teams, are headed to the playoffs, including the Bears, the Steelers, and the Bills. So these are trap games for Shedeur. We talked about this. We said the winter could be a problem. The fact we said, they remember when they were talking about saving him for the last 4 games, and we said, so they're going to save him for the dead of winter when it's snowing. And I went and looked up the weather to see what it's like. Typically by looking at a few different seasons. And we were like, yeah, it snows. Yes, they have some sunny days. But luckily they play at 1 o'clock when the sun is up, but and not on its way down or it's already dark. But Shannon called it out. He's right though. And somebody, I think, like one of these other little rags tried to say that this was propaganda. No, it's not. Shannon is speaking what the people are saying. And you know how, he has the backing of the people? Each of the episodes where he called for a DOJ investigation and he called out the Browns for sabotage, already pushing at over 750,000. Fact. When you have 600,000, when you have 800,000 people in 24 hours agreeing with you, you should never be scared to say what you're going to say, because then people going to stand right there in your corner. So on X, I tagged Shannon. I said, shout out to Shannon Sharp for calling out the truth. They did sabotage Shedeur. That's exactly what it is. There does need to be a DOJ investigation. If Shannon have been in the NFL, you think Shannon don't know that Shedeur is being sabotaged with these 4 games at the end of the season? Of course he is. They expect him to lose every last one. Part of the reason I think they moved him up 2 games is because they knew we would say, y'all left him 4 games in the dead of winter with playoff teams and the damn Bengals. You're setting him up. So they booted him up 2 more games to make it even with Dylan. Now, these are the things that Stefanski is upset about. He's upset about fairness. He's lost control. It's obvious whether you look at news reports or you listen to interviews, the defense has always been on Shedeur's side. Any of the defenders willing to talk up, whether it's Denzel Ward, Alex Wright, Greg Delpit, Myles Garrett, the stars of the defense already said Shedeur was ready. Already said when Shedeur's out there, we all get better. He makes us all better. Everybody's pointing out how now on offense, Shedeur has a colleague nominated for Rookie of the Year like himself. Because why? He's making them better if they want to catch the damn ball. The ones that want to catch the damn ball, the ones that have hands, Harold Fannin Jr., a dog, is also nominated for Rookie of the Year. We say we don't get too caught up in that because we know they like to cheat Shedeur because they put Tyler Shaw on that list. Anyway, shout out to Shannon Sharp for that. Now, there's something else going on, and we kind of touched on it earlier, but I want to circle back because something people are talking. People are talking. Remember, I said the agenda is the agenda. I talked about the national agenda, 17-32. National being what you saw happen in the NFL with them snubbing Shedeur from the draft so he doesn't become 17-32, making it historic for Black quarterbacks to be the majority at the QB1 starting role. Now, y'all saw Kevin Stefanski fight Shedeur all the damn way to keep him from that role. I showed y'all my little chart that I made where I pinpointed where everybody was, showing you where they were before the draft, showing you where they were after the draft. We did an update not too long ago when I said who was getting benched and how it's gone from having 16 when the draft ended and they're whittling it down to 10, 12. They're just trying to get as far away from 16 as possible. We even talked about if the numbers get to 11 or 12, do you think they'll let Shedeur play? And we said, yeah. And now Shedeur's playing 6 games, right? We know Russell Wilson's benched. We know Anthony Richardson got benched. We know Spencer Rattler got benched, right? We know Shedeur just elevated, right? So now with the Colts situation, we touched on it earlier, that Daniel Jones is out for the year. They specifically took Daniel Jones from Minnesota to bring him to Indianapolis to take Anthony Richardson's spot. Anthony Richardson just got drafted like 2023, somewhere in there. He's part of that group of 3 that was getting drafted in the first round, right? The Black quarterbacks. So when his O-line fell on him and broke his pinky, coincidentally, Daniel Jones was right there to take his job. So Daniel Jones is injured. Common sense says Anthony Richardson go for the 2, back to the 1. But no, the Colts go and get 44-year-old Phillip Rivers off of his couch with his 10 kids. Not Colin Kaepernick, who they say they were given a fair opportunity to, and not Cam Newton, who has been to a Super Bowl. Phillip Rivers has not. Colin Kaepernick has 2. So why y'all go get a white 44-year-old off your couch like you went get 40-year-old Flacco off his couch, like you went and get however old Carson Wentz is, probably 40, off his couch? Why they keep going get 2% battery lifers, Aaron Rodgers, who need to be on somebody's couch? Why they keep going get older white quarterbacks? Why they don't go get Cam Newton, who's 36? Why they don't Colin Kaepernick, who they said they wanted to give another opportunity to? 17 of 32, the national agenda. The agenda is still the agenda. It's still the agenda. It's still the agenda. So people are pointing out, showing Cam, who was at a hotel and there was some kids playing football outside. He left his hotel room, went outside and played football with the kids. He got it. But he never gets an opportunity, and neither does any other black quarterback that have left this league, whether they booted them out. Because of 17 to 32, only the white 2% battery lifers gets opportunities, and they in their 40s. They might as well just go ask Tom Brady, do he want to come back? But they will ask Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers or Carson Wentz or any other white quarterback, but they never ask a black quarterback. Just like when they talk about replacing a head coach, there's never a black coach in the mix for a recommendation. Like when they were like, "Ooh, if Stefanski get fired, we could go get John Gruden." No. That's the wrong way. We're not going backwards. We don't want to replace Stefanski with Gruden when Gruden already been expelled from the league for being racist. No. They never come up with Antonio Pierce. We do. They never come up with Brian Flores. We do. They never come up with any black coaches to be recommended. So when they want to replace an injured white quarterback, it's got to be with an older 40-year-old 2% battery life for white quarterback. It's never a black quarterback. I heard somebody say today, talking about Shedeur, will be QB1 for the rest of the year. And he said, if he's healthy. I said, here we go. Here we go. So Shedeur is going into negative 20 degrees Chicago. So on X, they're talking about how the first few games, he played or whatever, he coming into Chicago, he can't possibly win. People are pointing out how his first game was in a dome somewhere and the rest of them were outside because, the weather in Cleveland is not all of that favorable right now. Remember last week when Bucky was there and he was talking his sleep and snow was hitting him in the face like ice, right? So I don't think Shedeur is deterred by the weather because he's not deterred by not having an O-line. He not deterred by people dropping the football. He still can get 393 yards and 4 touchdowns, despite his head coach holding him back. So here's the thing, right? I do believe they intentionally chose these last 4 games because not only are they tough, it is the dead of winter in every last city that he getting ready to play. The Bills, whether it's in Cleveland or Buffalo, the Bills. The Steelers, whether it's Pittsburgh or whether it's Cleveland, it's cold. It's winter. The wintry mix. I think the wintry mix is worse than just the flat out snow. If it was like what we get in Atlanta every now and then, flat out snow, I'll take that. But when that stuff turns to slush and they have rain mixed with it, it's a hot mess, right? So whether it's the Bears, the Steelers, the Bengals, or the Bills, the last 4 games are tough. The weather will be bad, but I don't think Shedeur is deterred. Shedeur did play in Colorado. For 2 years, he lived in Colorado, whether it was the slush, the snow on the field, or off. He's already played in sleet, and he's already played in the wintry mix, right? I personally, now I know they said Buffalo is like mean cold, but I think that game is in Cleveland. I think it's in Cleveland. But I don't think that's a problem. But they are going on the road, and they will be minus Jerome Ford. It was just announced not too long ago. I told you when people say stuff after 5 o'clock, they don't really want to talk about it. Jerome Ford is now on injured reserve. So we have lost the center, who we lost 2 weeks in a row anyway, and Shedeur overcame that. But you saw Jerome Ford get a little bit, right? You saw him get a little bit and have that oomph with him when he run. Now he's on injured reserve. They just brought in a guy who used to play with the Chargers, was on somebody's practice squad. I think he tried out with the Browns. Maybe it was on their practice squad. So we got somebody new joining the mix. Maybe when Shedeur was practicing with the scout team, maybe this guy was already here. It's a lot of back and forth. I don't know. But Ethan Posick is gone. So we got the second string center who did what he did for the last 2 weeks. Check. Shedeur can overcome them. But now we got a new running back. So hopefully we still have Quinshon Junkins at the 1, Dylan Sampson at the 2. And just like you saw a bit of Jerome Ford, you'll see a bit of this new guy. Pray to God it works. Right? So minus 23-degree weather, injuries at the replacement at the running back, replacement at the center. Now, remember, there was a missed snap last week. I heard people blame Shedeur for that. I don't know. But the point is, there was a missed snap, and we got another center for the rest of the season. So we're going to have to see how that goes, right? So Cam didn't get the opportunity. I wish he would have. I think it would have been nice to see Cam out there again. I think fans need to call it out how the black quarterbacks are either being sabotaged or when a white quarterback get injured, they never want to call up a black quarterback like Colin Kaepernick, who they owe, right? Who they owe an opportunity, a legit opportunity. Cam, they also owe him one because they did cheat him in that damn Super Bowl, and he only 36. And I think it's time to talk about when we start replacing coaches, how it is the media is so quick to start calling out white people, but they never want to include black people. And then they don't want to say what Stefanski is doing to Shedeur is racist. Of course it is. That's why he want to leave. And everybody's talking about how sweet the New York job is. Then go for it. If you want to take Kevin Stefanski, who's sabotaging black quarterbacks, and you got 2 black quarterbacks in New York this year, and you probably going to have 1 next year. If you want to take him up there to start problems, then okay, that's on you. But it attests to how toxic the Giants organization is. And to be the second biggest team in the market, it explains to you the culture of the NFL itself. It explains to you the culture when you hear the media trying to replace a white quarterback or a white head coach. Let's just keep it white. That's just what they're doing. And they want to keep gravitating towards black people, but they want to keep ignoring us. And when we have been calling out the sabotage of Stefanski by Shedeur since the spring, they want to ignore it. But now that Shedeur can't be denied, they want to nitpick him. So it's up to us, the 12 million people that are out here, to call it like we see it. Y'all being biased against black head coaches, black offensive coordinators, black quarterbacks. Y'all being biased. Call them out on it because they are currently gravitating towards you. And because you've been calling them out on it, Stefanski want to go. So let's get into that. So NFL insider Albert Breer, I told you, whenever he start talking, the league has been talking. Albert Breer does not have his own thoughts. Understand that. He is a mouthpiece. So Albert Breer was interviewed. Instead of Stefanski being interviewed directly, Albert Breer told us what's going on with Stefanski. So let's just take a read here, shall we? My cursor is purple and it's larger than usual, so y'all can follow along. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see my screen. I keep receipts. So let's go now. I already gave y'all the history of Albert Breer, how he shredded Shedeur. He was part of the defamation crew, repeated the lies by the New York Giants, and is an NFL insider. So let's take a listen to what he is saying on why Stefanski wants to part ways. Okay, so and understand this too. Remember last week, they said Stefanski was the one putting it out that he could get another job somewhere else. They said that was his doing because he thought he might be fired. People think this messaging that we're getting ready to discuss that he wants out is because he's trying to get in front of he's getting fired. So he's somehow got to Albert Breer and got this story to Breer, and Breer want to tell it to the public. I don't know why Stefanski can't tell his own story, but whatever, right? Again, Breer, NFL mouthpiece, so the league is talking. It says the specific decision that highlighted the potential misalignment of what was going on late in the game sequence with the Wildcats in the recent loss to the Tennessee Titans, where Kevin Stefanski pulled rookie Shedeur Sanders off the field for 2 critical 2-point conversions, right? So he don't like the fact that he got checked. I told y'all yesterday, I shared the video. The media was checking him. First, they asked him about why did he choose those plays. And then a reporter followed up and asked why you took Shedeur off the field in a very stern voice. And he refused to answer it. He absolutely refused to answer the question. So he was backed into a corner, and today he want to quit. I'm like, if that's all it took, then y'all could have asked him questions months ago. You should have asked him questions months ago on why he was dismissing Shedeur, and he wouldn't have wanted to answer the question, and maybe he would have wanted to quit. So it says the situation itself was late in the fourth quarter. The Browns were down by 14 points. Sanders, who had a strong performance, 364 passing yards, led the team to 2 consecutive scoring drives. It said the controversial decision after a Sanders rushing touchdown, Stefanski went for 2 points and failed. Then after a subsequent touchdown, he again elected to go for another 2-point conversion to tie the game. But this time, he removed Sanders from the field in favor of a wildcat formation trick play that also failed. So understand this. Stefanski tried 2 wildcats, and they both failed. The first one, he was trying to go with Quinshon Judkins with the wildcat, and it failed. So on the second drive, the subsequent drive, Shedeur came in, and I think that's when the misnap might have happened. Then towards the end of the game, there was the touchdowns to Harold Fannin Jr., and then there was the 2-point wildcat, not the standard 2-point conversion where the quarterback throws the ball or the running back runs it in. He took Shedeur off the field. After he had already failed with the same play, he wanted to stick with it. And the game could have been tied up, right? So had he kicked the PAT the first time and then maybe a 2-point the second time, whether it was a wildcat or not, maybe people would have been okay. But the sequence of plays, the decision to keep going with the wildcat, the decision to keep taking Shedeur off the field through multiple games, and he was hot, is why the media is coming at him and he wants to quit. So it says after a 2-point conversion to tie the game, but this time he removed Sanders from the field in favor of a wildcat formation trick play that also failed because Quinshon Judkins is not a goddamn quarterback. I told y'all this. Stefanski was trying to prove a point. We don't want you. We don't need you. And when I'm forced to put you in, I don't have to let you win. And even though the quarterback position is the most important position on the field, anybody can play quarterback. Here, Quinshon. And he kept going to Quinshon. Can you figure out why? There are multiple pictures of Shedeur and Quinshon. They've been hanging out. Can you figure out why he put Harold Fannin Jr. in at a quarterback sneak? Because Harold Fannin Jr. and Shedeur is becoming like Shedeur and Travis. You see how they pit these black players against their own black quarterback? To try to upset Shedeur, Stefanski kept calling wildcats and quarterback sneaks, taking Shedeur out the equation, but putting his buddies in so he could be pissed at them, so he could get jealous. That's why he was doing that. And now he want to quit. I don't think he want to quit because the wildcat failed. I think he want to quit because he has lost control. That's what I think. So it said the fallout after this, the decisions were widely criticized, especially the call to remove the hot quarterback during a potential game time play. Stefanski took responsibility, saying the calls were on me, but did not fully explain why Sanders wasn't trusted with the final play. Now, people were trying to say he don't trust Shedeur. I'm like, y'all trying to find every reason to absolve this man from biased behavior or good old-fashioned racism. Y'all trying to find every reason to excuse this man. And you know why I think they try to excuse Stefanski from racism? Because everybody know racism is taught. And who would have possibly taught him this racism? Yeah, the one that was in the NBA at the same time as Allen Iverson, his father. Kids are taught racism. They don't just go to college and become racist. They don't. It was already there. They just get emboldened. So I think the reason people don't want to say Stefanski is racist is because they don't want to admit that he could have been taught that at home by his father, who was in the NBA for years and was tied into a scandal with Allen Iverson, another cultural icon. You see, Allen Iverson, I think Ed Stefanski, Allen Iverson being one of those players like Shedeur unstoppable, cultural icon, full of confidence, a Black man. Both have stitch braids. Do you think it's a coincidence that Allen Iverson and Shedeur Sanders are tied up and being held back and ostracized by the Stefanskis in two different leagues, and they both have stitch braids? No. That's why they don't want to say Stefanski's racist, because it's going to ensnare his family. And everybody knows that no basketball, that his father only got that job with the 76ers because of who he knew. So they don't want Stefanski's bum behavior, racist behavior, to tarnish Ed Stefanski's NBA legacy and open conversation about racism within the Stefanski household as it pertains to Allen Iverson in the NBA, a cultural icon, and now Shedeur Sanders in the NFL, cultural icon. That's why. So it said the frustration. According to Breer reporting, this specific sequence suggests Stefanski may not have full autonomy over football reasons, decisions, or highlights a potential lack of trust in his rookie quarterback that might clash with the front office's desire to evaluate young players. So in other words, Stefanski feel like, I can't make decisions no more. I'm making football decisions and y'all don't trust my football decision. Stefanski's trying to run for cover and say and use the phrase football decisions because he wants to justify and try to convince people that Dylan was a football decision and not a personal decision, because so many of y'all have been pointing it out, the relationship between Stefanski, Dylan, Dan Lanning, what's his name? Dan Orlovsky and Rex Ryan. Everybody that's been criticizing and holding back and rude and cruel towards Shedeur and some sports agency out here. That's why he's using the phrase football decisions, because he's trying to justify Dylan, which was a wasted third-round pick. He's trying to justify and convince people that that was purely a football decision. And he's upset because the front office. Now, who the hell is the front office? Haslam or Andrew Berry? Because it's him and Andrew Berry run parallel to each other on the org chart. Ain't nobody else but Haslam. So now you pissed at Haslam. That's what you're trying to tell me. That you want me to believe that you mad because Haslam is the front office and he wants to evaluate Shedeur. So you mad because Andrew Berry, who's the GM, wants to make a decision. And because he's not above you, but parallel to you, you're pissed because you can't get your way, because you got your way when you brought in Dylan. And you're pissed because you didn't get your way because 47 brought in Shedeur. Why you ain't mad at him? But you're mad because Andrew Berry likely pushed for Shedeur to be out here because Shedeur will outproduce his draft stock. And I have asked countless times, and when is that going to happen? So somehow they settled on the last 4 games, and somehow Shedeur got 2 extra games, which was in all fairness with what Dylan was doing. So see, Stefanski wasn't even being fair. So somebody behind the scenes been fighting for Shedeur to get 6 games, and he got them. So now Stefanski wants to leave because somebody in the front office wants to evaluate Shedeur, so Shedeur gets to play. So he's throwing a tantrum. I brought Dylan in. I thought I was going to get to do what I wanted to do. I wanted Dylan to play the whole season, even if we lose. What the hell is wrong with you? This is what a megalomaniac looks like. Look it up. He has to have his way. And he was thrilled that he was parallel to a Black Harvard grad who should have had authority over him. Barry should have been able to fire Stefanski. But Barry, because he's parallel to Stefanski, thanks to Haslam, couldn't even call the dogs off. But it looks like behind the scenes, he was able to get Shedeur 6 games. And Stefanski has sabotaged every last one of them, including the 2 preseason games. The one Shedeur overcame in one, and the one Shedeur was set up by the Goon Squad that got cut the next day before lunch by Stefanski. Just using and discarding people in his little sick, twisted racial fantasy to try to break down a cultural icon in Shedeur Sanders and disrupt him in the same manner that Allen Iverson was. Same thing. Not a coincidence. It's the same family. These people cannot get a pass. And they will not get a pass. So now he want to move on because the media pressing him to the wall. When all along they've been going along with his foolishness. Refusing to ask him why he was so dismissive of Shedeur. He didn't get his behavior and his verbiage in check, only pretending once it became obvious he was a damn legal liability. Then Shedeur gets 6 games because what was happening was unfair and unjust and discriminatory. Legal liability. And he don't care if he run the team into the ground. He didn't care if he caused a lawsuit. He didn't care if he raised a civil rights violation flag. He didn't give a damn. It just had to be what he wanted it to be because he got fixated, because he was allowed to act like a fool for so long. And now he mad because he don't have no autonomy, because he has somebody that he works with, his colleague, that needs to get this quarterback evaluated for a potential trade, and he don't want that. What does it say if he don't even want Shedeur to get fair play, to be evaluated, to leave? Because he don't even want him to leave and go be successful anywhere else. Megalomaniac. Racism. Deep-seated clan behavior. I will not be deterred from the goal. The goal is still the goal. We just going to go about it a different way. So, according to Mary Cabot today, Shedeur's performance in the game has pivoted the sentiment in the ball club to move towards him as the guy and potentially not draft the quarterback next year. Okay, here's the thing. I know the Manning kid is coming out in 2027. I don't even think they're getting no quarterback next year. Because when Ohio State lost that game, the first thing they did was say, yep, Deshaun is unmovable. So if Deshaun is unmovable and I'm evaluating Shedeur and I know I'm going to let him ball out and I know he will, I'm not getting no damn quarterback. Haslam did not go to Indiana. He went to Ohio State and UT. And if the Manning kid ain't coming out and nobody's talking about Julian Sand, what you going to do? Get Julian Sand, trade Shedeur, and keep Deshaun? And you ain't going to sell no more damn tickets. The tickets were already $7. Of course they're pivoting towards Shedeur. 12 million people are loud. And not just loud for no reason, but you can't ignore the accountability. That's why Stefanski is a legal liability. And now he want to leave because the media finally calling him out. And y'all heard Shannon Sharp yesterday. There needs to be a DOJ investigation into Stefanski. And now calling out the organization for setting up Shedeur. It's a lot happening here. A lot happening here. So he frustrated because he don't have full autonomy over football reasons and decisions. And of course, he can't say he don't trust Shedeur. Shedeur shouldn't trust Stefanski, not even walking behind him in a dark hallway. It's that early reports suggest also that the front office, Andrew Berry. So here we go. Andrew Berry is the front office. There you go. Andrew Berry is the front office. So now you know he mad at Andrew Berry. That Andrew Berry and Stefanski were not entirely aligned on the initial plan for handling the rookie QB's playing time this season. There's your confirmation. That's why you saw Berry after the Panthers game. That's why you saw Berry after the Raiders game. Now, I don't know why we didn't see him after the Tennessee game. He probably was pissed off. He was. He probably was mad just like everybody else. I'm sick of this, right? So now it's true. He wants to move on, Stefanski, because he thought he was going to get his way because, as you can see, they were not entirely aligned on the initial plan for handling rookie QB's playing time. If you go back to day 3, post-draft, Andrew Berry and Stefanski did a press conference. Andrew Berry said it multiple times. Shedeur will outproduce his draft stock. The only question was when. But when we got 3/4 of the way to where we are now, Stefanski has ruled every decision, with Shedeur only getting in when Dylan is injured, whether it's real or fake, right? So now he's getting checked. And remember, I said a week ago and a week before that Stefanski kept saying Dylan was going to do this and Dylan was going to do that, and Flacco was going to do this and Flacco was going to do that, and he got vetoed every way. Flacco, he wasn't changing off of Flacco after they lost the game. You're like, okay, then Flacco got traded. Flacco got benched. Then Flacco got traded. Stefanski looked like, what am I supposed to do? Because he never intended for Dylan to be the guy. Dylan was just the wedge to hold back Shedeur. Now I actually got to play this guy, and he ain't going to win, so people going to start coming at me. Facts. So Flacco goes, Dylan stays, win a game, lose. And some of those games, including the Miami game, was rigged for them to have their own situation over there. There's no football strategy to win. The strategy all season long for Stefanski was how to prop up Dylan so Shedeur can never get on the field. And even when Dylan had already lost 5 games, Stefanski wanted to keep going with Dylan. And even when Dylan had a concussion, Stefanski wanted to immediately go back to Dylan. And even when they brought Bailey Zapp off the practice squad and made him the QB2 behind Shedeur, he immediately pushed Bailey Zapp back on the practice squad and try to go back to Dylan. I said, so you mean to tell me you just going to sit up here and lose? So whose idea was it to just lose all these games? And because Stefanski reports independently to Haslam, and because Barry reports independently to Haslam and Stefanski could have came up with that. And that's why Haslam never checked Stefanski. But then when the vetoes start coming in with Flacco and now Dylan, and Stefanski thought he was going back to that. You know why? Because of the independent reporting to Haslam and what they've been talking about. But Barry was able to have his way. So at what point do I realize that what me and what Haslam talking about is being overturned because of what Barry and Haslam is talking about? And when we got last week or week before last, and they were talking about whose job is safe, at first they said Stefanski's job was safe. And Barry was the one that was going to get fired. Then they flipped it. And that's when Shedeur started playing. And then Barry's job was safe. And Stefanski said he can get him another job. He been putting that out there. Now today, the Cabot lady says Shedeur has changed the perception in the building. And the pivot is happening towards Shedeur. And one of the reasons I can see that is because I need a goddamn quarterback for 1 year, because the Manny kid ain't coming out to 2027. Enter Shedeur Sanders. And why would it work? Because Deshaun already over there. And if I go get somebody else and Deshaun is QB2 and I get Julian Sand straight out of college and he ain't good, I got to play Deshaun. I don't want to play Deshaun. If I wanted to play Deshaun, he would have played more than 10 games since he been here since 2022. I don't want to play Deshaun. But the fans, the tickets are now $7 and they like Shedeur. And I need a quarterback for a year. So I'm gonna keep Shedeur. And I'm gonna put Shedeur as QB1. Yeah. And now I got 2 elite black quarterbacks on the same team instead of on 2 different teams. So the national agenda is in check, 17-32. Shedeur fits as long as Stefanski's not the head coach. So he running for cover because the people that were giving him a pass are now checking him. Who gonna check me, boo? Everybody now. The national media, the Browns media, the people in the room media, 12 million fans, Shedeurians, absolutely. So he feeling the pressure like Jerry Jeudy felt it last week. He feeling the same pressure that Jerry Jeudy felt. And what did Jerry Jeudy do after he scored? Knelt down with Shedeur. Stefanski ain't gonna do that. Stefanski won 3 games last year and still need to win one more game. Common sense says if I want to keep this job, I'm gonna win that Bears game. So at least I can have won 4. And if I'm stupid, I'm gonna blame Shedeur on the other 3. Or I can beat the Bengals too. But see, Stefanski is so fixated on holding Shedeur back behind Dylan. In the game scenario, Dylan's record is 1-5. What is Shedeur's record? He's only won 1 game. So I think to myself, if he planned on leaving because he mad, and they pivoted towards Shedeur, and Andrew Berry get in his way, and Shedeur's being evaluated and looking pretty good, and I could trade him, but then again, I might keep him because if the tickets cost $7 and the stadium's still empty, because it was pretty damn empty. Do you think they buy season tickets? I gotta fix that. And they like Shedeur. But understand this. If Stefanski trying to leave because he mad, he can't control nothing. He can't put Dylan back in. They questioning his decisions, and he mad that Shedeur is out here. Andrew Berry getting his way. Haslam see dollar signs in Shedeur. Why the hell would you let Stefanski coach Shedeur any further? Anybody who out here talking through Albert Breer, which is the NFL itself, the mouthpiece, anybody out there saying this out loud, it's either more posturing to get him to the end of the year and everybody calm down about him being fired now because he'll be gone at the end of the year. So he's being left in place to sabotage Shedeur on these last 4 games. And the reason why Stefanski not worried about having won 1 additional game more than last year is because he'll be moving on. So all of this is posturing. I do believe he mad. But the fact that ESPN is saying Shedeur gotta go and not calling for Stefanski to be fired tells me the NFL itself is protecting Stefanski. That's the only way he could get another job after this one. So they leaving him in place. Like Shannon Sharp say, the Browns sabotaging Shedeur with these last 4 trap games. And Stefanski's posturing, Haslam is posturing, Barry trying to get Shedeur draft stock up so he keep his job. But they trying to drag Shedeur down so he know in the season with a successful record with the few games he's played. That's where we at. So for Albert Breer to put this out, this is supposed to calm people down because now he want to leave. People like, good, we glad he want to leave. But it makes you look to next year. It makes you forget about what's getting ready to go down in these last 4 games. And that's exactly what you need to be paying attention to. And show Shannon Sharp some love for calling out a DOJ investigation into Stefanski because he's trying to run off. And they trying to help him run off. And hopefully his foot gets stuck in the trap door on the way out before he escapes totally to another team to go over there and look like a savior that they're going to prop him up to be, to say that this over here was just problematic in Cleveland. That's the plan. That's why they telling you he wants to leave. If he wanted to leave, he would just quit right now. If he wanted no parts of it, he wouldn't even be on the field. It wouldn't be his game plan. It would not be him calling the plays. He would not be at the podium making the press conferences. He would wash his hands of it and get the hell on. But that tells you that they got more work for him to do. And they're going to look out for him on the next spot because of who his father is. That's it. So it said these decisions combined with the ongoing uncertainty and constant rotation at the quarterback position since Deshaun Watson trade 2022 are seen as the main source of Stefanski's reported frustrations and the fuel for speculation about his future with the team. So now you mad because you've had to rotate quarterbacks since Deshaun came in. Why you ain't quit? See, that's what did I just say? He gonna go to another team. They're gonna prop him up. He gonna look like they savior, and they're gonna say it was problematic over here. The over here problems point right back at the Deshaun Watson trade. Here's the thing. Haslam went and got Deshaun Watson. 13 teams wanted Deshaun Watson. He probably would have been successful had he gone somewhere else. They seem like they have a moratorium on letting him actually play. So they just holding him hostage too. So if Stefanski want to go, bye. That's what I say. If you want to go, talk is cheap. Get the hell on. Because to be honest with you, we all believe you are the one depriving us of some damn good football. Shedeur threw the ball 40 some odd times for the first time since he's been with them. It should have already been that way. The reps matter. He already didn't get reps in the spring and the summer. He didn't even get reps through the first 10, 12 games. And on his first game with the Ravens, he didn't throw the ball that much. Then on his game with the Raiders where he won, he still didn't throw the game that much. Before the game he just played with the Titans, he had only thrown the ball 25 times in any game. Now this time, he threw the ball 45 times. So it should be the same in Chicago. But you still got to look for the play because it's wicked to leave Stefanski, who's aired out his grievances publicly, that he's disgruntled. It's wicked to leave him in place. You must want him to keep sabotaging Shedeur. He already been called out for it to the point people calling for investigations. So how much are you willing to risk? That's a question for Haslam. Are you willing to risk ownership of this franchise? Because just like Jerry Jeudy got it, just like Stefanski got it, you could get it too. The ticket's already $7, but the game is in Chicago. But they're coming back to Cleveland. So they're going to be looking to see what happens. Because if Stefanski really wanted to go, he would shut the hell up and get the hell on. And if they really wanted to move him out the way, he would not be the coach for this game. They would force him to resign, or they would fire him. And like they do most executives, I'm going to let you tell your own story. Because that's what they do. I resign. Okay, get the hell on. We want to see some good football between Caleb and Shedeur, which is a rematch from USC and Colorado. And you still had the handcuffs on Shedeur. You took him off a little slow in this game, and he probably was 75%. But if he start from beginning to end just playing ball, it's going to be an exciting game. And if Stefanski is disgruntled, the Browns should not be trusting him to call any plays or to have anything to do with the game or be on the field or within range of the stadium. Send him packing. Unless you want the tickets to go to 35 cents. Because, I mean, $4, $7, we almost there. We almost there. Let me see what y'all saying about this. So, once again, shout out to Shanna Sharp. And then also to Shedeur. Shout out to Shedeur. Rookie of the Week nomination. But I ain't going to hold my breath. We're going to see if they still going to cheat it. Or are they going to reward it with them? I think he deserves it. You know, because of the disgusting journey he's had to get to this point. And he balled out and he broke records or set records. I think he set more records. He set records, did things no other Brown quarterbacks have done ever. Some only did it since 1950. So he deserves it. But let's see if they cheat him. Keep your eyes peeled. All right, I'm going to turn the music on and we're going to go through these comments. Shout out to Mama Sita, you became a fan. Oh, wow. Okay, y'all. So just in case y'all know, every now and then we'll get somebody. Mama Tia donated 20 memberships. So 20 random people in the comments will get memberships to hang out with us for a month. Thank you. That's awesome. I like when people do that. I think the last one was Cameron. Shout out to y'all for doing that. And if I missed anybody, my bad. And I did miss a super chat on the last one or a sticker from Spiritual War. You were telling me I was muted. Thank you so much. Okay, so here we go. Putting on some music so we can go through these comments and get y'all's thoughts out here. Vibe out a little bit. So yeah, Stefanski want to go. I say get the hell on. Expedition. And Colin Kaepernick and them going to get 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, who never even been to a Super Bowl, whereas Cam and Shedeur have, is how they overlook intentionally black quarterbacks that are excellent and will go and get mediocrity because they're not black. That's the takeaway. All right, hold on one second. All right, let's go. All right, hey, Amber, I'm trying to get to the top. It's a lot of us now, so it takes me longer to get to the top. Shout out to over 324 people in the comments. Y'all, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Y'all been showing me big time love. I appreciate it. And we're growing as a community. Okay, here we go. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? Hey, Miss Pamela. Hey, RD. The squad is back in the house. The squad is back. It said right back with another classic. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. Shout out to Mama Tia gave 20 memberships, so y'all make sure y'all get one. And Mama Tia donated money. Congratulations on your phenomenal hard work ethic. It said you keep your people entertained with dignity. Oh wow! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you, Mama Tia. So thank you. I appreciate that. That helps me a lot because it's the encouragement. It really. That's why I said 12 million people showing Shedeur love at a time where his head coach is sabotaging him. Believe me, it goes a long way. The encouragement goes a long way. Anyway, but imagine when you being torn down. Absolutely. Thank you, Mama Tia. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. All right, so Ramon said bye Stefanski, so you can get the hell on. You can get on. That's what I say. That's what I say. Bye Stefanski. Has 22. It said, okay, my favorite YouTube show is on. Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Good evening. Hey, Essie. Good evening, family, y'all. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I appreciate that. So, yes, Stefanski could go. My favorite YouTube show is on. Yup, he did. Hey, y'all. How you doing, Elaine? Welcome back. It says showing cold 9 degrees in playoff teams. Yup, that's all Shedeur got. Playoff teams and the Bengals. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It said, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. That is facts. That is facts. It said, I'm thinking they won't allow him to win any of these games, even though they are winnable. Here's the thing. I don't think they want him to either, but here's the thing. So now, Mary Cabot, she'd be flip-flopping. So now she's like a pancake and turn her over again. And she is saying the organization, Shedeur changed minds. His performance, they thinking about not getting another quarterback. But she added, well, he has 4 more games to prove something. Is Stefanski the head coach? Okay, so y'all know what's going to go down. Now, the only reason they will beat the Bears is because they'd rather cheat Caleb Williams because he can't get the playoffs, and it could kind of knock him out the way. Because if you look at the playoff scenario, I think the Bears might be in it. I was looking at it, the playoff picture. What are we, week 14 going into week 15? I think it's right here with week 14, the complete picture. You have New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Texans. Okay. The Denver Broncos are 11-2 in the AFC, so they're leading. And then let's see if we get to the other one. So Pittsburgh is in there. Buffalo is there. So that's 2 teams right there. In the hunt are the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Dolphins. Now, I don't know because they didn't talk about what would happen if Shedeur would have led a victory over the 49ers and a victory over the Titans. They never talked about it. So they basically robbed their fans of some excitement to at least be on a playoff journey. It seemed like it was more important to lose than to be in the hunt. So with them talking about Shedeur has 4 opportunities for them to not pick somebody else, how are you going to get another quarterback? Like, honestly, what you going to do with him when the Manning kid come out? See, I'm not buying none of that. I'm really not. I'm not buying any of that. And I personally don't care who you get because you just don't praise Shedeur as a QB1. So, whatever. That's how I feel. Shedeur's proving who he is. He don't need 4 more games that you set up as trap games to try to make him look bad. And you know, with all of the narrative with them talking about, you know, he wasn't perfect. Who the hell is? Who the hell is? And why does he have to be perfect? It's funny how they have these lofty expectations for a 5th round draft pick who couldn't even pick his own damn jersey number. But now that he winning, he got to be perfect to be seen. Oh, we so sick of y'all. Understand that. We so sick of y'all. Let another lane open up and let some black people have something to do with that lane and watch what happens. So that was the NFC. And then we have, oh, that was the AFC. So the NFC, we have the Rams, the Green Bay Packers, then the Philly, then Tampa, then Seattle, then San Francisco, then the Bears. So the Bears are in 7th place right now when it comes to the standings. So I don't know. I would think they want Shedeur to lose, especially because the Bears ain't go nowhere anyways. I don't like the Bears at the bottom, but I thought they were like at the top. But see, most people don't even look at these teams that's not like kind of like theirs. It's just a lot of people. Shedeur got to be one of the few people that, you know, regardless of who your team is, you're still rooting for Shedeur. The Bears are 2nd in their division, but when it comes to the conference, they're at the bottom in terms of it. So they're 9-4. So if they win, they might move up a bit. So I personally think, you know, we just gonna have to see. We just gonna have to see. Let me get back to the comments. It said, I'm thinking they won't allow him to win any of these games. I think Stefanski, if Stefanski still worked there, and he should not, if Stefanski still works there, he gonna make Shedeur end the season. He gonna make sure that Shedeur ends the season with the same record as Dylan or worse. Stefanski's job is to make sure that he'll look better than Shedeur. Why is he mad? Because he had to give Shedeur an opportunity to play. Why are you mad? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to evaluate both, and he don't feel like the evaluation is going the way it should. And he says something about others have made decisions. He talking about Andrew Berry. That's how you treat your colleague? He toxic. He toxic. But that's having fault because he hired him. And he won't fire him. It said it's already a mess in Chicago with snow and weather. Oh, man. I'm excited about this game, too. It said, bye-bye. It said, you kick rocks with open-toe shoes. No Gruden either. Where's Eric Bieniemy? Okay, that's another person. I put a poll, 2 polls out. The same poll on X, the same poll, YouTube, and asked, should Deion Sanders be the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns? Andrew Berry, the GM. Deion Sanders, the head coach. Shedeur Sanders, the starting quarterback. Ain't no telling who could be a safety. Ain't no telling who could be the wide receivers. I know of some wide receivers that can maybe move around. Put the band back to bring the prime effect to Cleveland. The season tickets for the foreseeable future. Right up until that new stadium. I can see it, but then there's always that Manning legacy, which is the reason they shunned the Sanders in the first place. And while they seem to be pivoting to Shedeur, I don't know if they're ready for that. But what y'all think about it, though? I say yeah. It said, here we go with the fix again. That seems like it's going to be. The fix is in. I totally agree. They keep forgetting about God every single time. We talked about this earlier, right? How they feel like everything is within their power, but the unexpected God keep happening with Shedeur. Notice how they treated Trey when he got baptized. Shout out to Leanna LeMay. I don't know if this already happened, but she's getting baptized or she just got baptized. One or the other. I meant to get the footage, but I ain't have time. But I said, you know what? I like that. That makes me feel good because he got baptized, or either they got baptized at the same time and she's just not sharing the footage. But both the hunters are growing together in Christ, right? That's good, right? To get married so young, to have your growing pains, the husband get baptized, the wife get baptized, they have the baby. Um, you know, they letting God lead. I like that. It makes my heart feel warm. So shout out to her. She shared it. Again, I don't know if it happened already or if it's getting ready to happen, but she shared it. So shout out to Hunter. Leanna Hunter, that's her last name now. It said, cover Shedeur in prayers of protection, everyone. Right. Correct. Because we know pain is one of their tactics. That's facts. We know that, right? It said, what is this? It said, Shedeur is built for this. Facts. Totally facts. Anna said, so, are you saying our black men are only good enough to run and block, but not good enough to be QB? Oh, yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. That's exactly what they're saying. That's the long held stereotype. That's exactly what they're saying. That's why they didn't go get Cam off his, and he didn't even know nobody couch. Cam out here working. They should went get Cam, right? They should have went get Cam. He's 36. They should have got Colin Kaepernick. That's make it right. They just want a posture. And this proves it. This whole getting a 44-year-old off his couch with his 10 kids, a 44-year-old off his couch. It didn't even work when they got Carson Wentz off his couch. But now I'm going to go do it again, just like Stefanski. It's the same thing. I'm going to keep doing what doesn't work just to keep you at bay. If I'm Cam, I'm just going to start telling the truth about everything. Screw all of that. It says Shedeur is built for this. He is. It said, yeah, I'm home in the D and it's snowing. It said, don't know how I grew up in it. Are you saying Detroit or Dallas? Let me know. Let me know. Because in Texas, they say the D2 for Dallas. So let me know. It said, where there's a will, there's a Shedeur. I know that's right. I know that's right. Where there's a will, there's Shedeur. That's facts. I don't think Shedeur cared nothing about the weather. Something about when he hit that field. That's why I said this is his gift. And Kevin Stefanski tried to destroy Shedeur because he has a gift. And he knows it. And it's shameful because he admitted it. We know he's going to come in. We know he's going to work hard. And now somebody wanted to say, yeah, Stefanski didn't want him there. Then he should have been fired. Just like Callahan. Matter of fact, right after Callahan. Because Callahan didn't want Cam. That ain't on you. This ain't your ball club. This not your ball club. If you feel like that, go start your own. You don't have a right to destroy nobody because you don't want them there. The person you want was a waste of a third-round draft pick and is an undrafted free agent. And they let him pick instead of Andrew Berry. And that's Andrew Berry's job. So they let Stefanski encroach on Andrew Berry. And now Stefanski's mad because Berry gets to do his own damn job. Sound like a spoiled little brat. The kind you just want to leave at the house or something. You just like, look, you're going to have to learn. Teach a lesson. It said that was the backup center. Right. The backup center been playing for the last 2 weeks. And apparently he's going to be there for the rest of the season. Look for the play. And that's who had the miss snap, the backup center. Blade said, hell yeah. I think he mean about Coach Prime becoming the head coach at Colorado. If y'all say yeah or no about the poll, Coach Prime being the next head coach of Cleveland, let me know if you say yeah, Coach Prime, or yeah, whatever. So I can know when I get to it. It said, those young brothers, the YBs, are hungry and want to win. Facts. I'm telling y'all, them two plays with Shedeur and Cam, Cam pushing Greg Delpit to the ground. That was, I have never. And Greg Delpit he little, he not little. I guess I never really realized that Cam is more of an imposing size person than Greg Delpit until Greg Delpit swung his 2 feet up and tried to circle his legs around Cam's body. And Cam took him and pushed him to the ground and went back and threw the ball. I said, that's right there. See, that's what they don't want. See that kind of athleticism right there? That makes the game exciting. That makes people lean in. That makes people want to buy tickets. They don't want it. They want villains. They want villains. So by the time the Manning kid comes, you'll think he's the savior. That's crazy, right? Don't even care about the fans at all. Don't even care about the fans at all. And now that the cat's out the bag, the toothpaste is out the tube, ain't no putting it back. Boulder, Colorado is not the same as cold in Chicago, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, or Baltimore. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Because when I was in Colorado, in Estes Park, it was like 19 degrees. I was like, it is also 8,000 feet elevation, I think. So, yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. But I don't think Shedeur care. Shedeur know he got limited opportunities. But see, this ought to prove to you that they don't pay attention. They just fixated on their own plot. Shedeur did the most, the absolute best in that Panthers game when he knew he only had one shot and probably wasn't going to get another one. It wouldn't probably be on the team next week. He knew it. And without first team reps, without advance warning, just like the Ravens game, he balled out. And Stefanski tried to set him up with play calling. But Shedeur, he got sacked, but he got up and he figured out how to overcome it. Sure did. Sure did. I can't get over how stupid the Browns are. They could really change the image of the team if they give Shedeur Sanders everything he needed to elevate the team. Right. And honestly, you don't even need to see no more. What you need to do with the next 4 games, right, is take the opportunity to watch him play versus elevated talent. And then you know what kind of talent to go get and put around him. Like, this is foolishness. And the only people that say, I need to see more, or exactly who I said they are, people who don't want to see Shedeur at all. People who want to nitpick. Same people who lied and said his arm was weak. Now they talking about his footwork. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with his footwork. You can't get 393 yards with bad footwork. And if so, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These are people that want to work to devalue him. And they're not all outside of the Cleveland organization. That's the part you got to look out for. And because we know Stefanski is telling us he want to get the hell on, but you still work there. You still calling the plays. You still made the game plan. You still get a paycheck, which means you still going to set up Shedeur. Why would you be any different if you already letting us know you disgruntled and you plan on getting the hell on? You can't trust nobody like that. That's where the term going postal came from. Firing people and letting them back in the building to do damage. And if Haslam does that, it's on him. You can get it too, sir. It said, will he sabotage Jackson Dart? Probably not. He probably going to go right over there and they're going to do everything. They probably going to get the little running back again and let him do all the work again. And then Malik Neighbors and then say Dart did it. And that Stefanski wasn't the problem. I don't give a damn what they do in New York. I don't watch them. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, he did sabotage Baker Mayfield, that they also forced to lose to the Saints. Look at the play. Understand this. Jackson Dart, they need him to be better than Shedeur. Not just this year, next year. So if I make it for Stefan over there, right? But understand this too. I also could be sending Stefanski to get fired over there. I don't fire him over here. I let him go over there. Regardless of how it goes, if the GM gets fired, everybody gonna go. And when the new GM come in, they're gonna be like, it was nice knowing you, and he can't be mad at Cleveland. So it's kind of like a future setup, right? In the corporate world, there's something called pre-termination. You actually get fired 30 to 45 days before you know you get fired. It's already set up. So it's kind of like that. We just not gonna fire you on this side. We're going to ship you out, transfer you somewhere. There's going to be a reorg, meaning the GM going to get fired, and then the new GM going to bring in all his people, and it ain't nothing he could do, and he going to be out. That's the plot, but that's it. That's it. They don't want him messing up Jackson Dart because he already messed up Baker Mayfield. So I think it's a plot to keep him from lighting a torch on the way out of making, like, y'all don't want me over here, so I'm going to tell everybody. So then they going to help him get another job. We talked about this. I said they're going to help him get another job. And then he going to get fired. So they got to let him down easy because he crazy. It said Jay Gruden really wants to be in Cleveland. Hell no. But I can see Haslam doing it. But hell no. Hell no. It said Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick needs a call too. Right. That's why I'm like, why you Phillip Rivers really? You see Cam every day. because he's black. And that's why I said from the jump, Cam should be very empathetic with Shedeur because they was in the same situation and maybe he blocked it out. But he got cheated out of that Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. I told you that name always come up, don't it? It just always come up at the most unsavory events against black people. It just always come up. So Cam and Colin Kaepernick should have got the call. But to be honest with you, if you didn't want to go back to Anthony Richardson, I mean, come on now, 44-year-old. You know what that is? That's basically saving Daniel Jones' spot so Anthony Richardson don't get it back. That's all. They know 44-year-old ain't gonna do nothing. He just a placeholder. So I don't have to elevate QB2. Yep, the black QBs. That's it. They in an abusive relationship with their respective teams. Bye, Jay Gruden. Yep, it said, no, we got to start calling Gruden out. He won't be any better. Yep, people, we've been saying it. We've been saying it. And I said he was using that show, the one that used to belong to Gilbert Arenas. That's why he was on there. That's why he was on there. Trying to make people feel some kind of warm and fuzzy. I told y'all they hijacked that show. I wasn't kidding. They had Richie Incognito on there too. So black people, when y'all start something, can y'all keep it? Give it to somebody in your family if you don't want it no more. But you got to stop doing this. All they doing is trying to silence you so we don't call out the bias, the racism. Has Talib been on there again since he called it out? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. It said New Yorkers will chew up Stefanski and spit him out. It's probably what they're hoping for. It said he not ready for that market. He should go home. That's what I say. That's what I say. Cam Newton is done playing. Excuse me? If 44-year-old Phillip Rivers can get off his couch, I would actually like to see Cam play. And I think they should have called him or Colin Kaepernick or some other black quarterback, because the fact that they keep pushing black quarterbacks out the way and white quarterbacks take their job, and when they fall, they go get 2% battery life for white quarterbacks, and they never call the black quarterbacks. That's not right. And they keep gravitating toward black people. The NFL is there. I'm like, okay. I don't know what you're thinking. I'm like, I don't know what you're thinking with that one, but okay. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. So yeah, Gruden will be horrible. Yeah, I'm like, of course you want. I'm like, and people were like, he was saying he likes Shedeur. I'm like, right now, a lot of people like Shedeur. Shedeur is the most Googled athlete in the world. I would name drop him if I thought it would work for me. I don't have no angle, so it ain't gonna work for me. But he wants back in. What better way to come back in and to come to Cleveland or any team Shedeur is going to by professing your fondness for the king? I'm like, that's what you're doing. Get the hell out of here with that. You ain't like his features when it was, what's his name? DeMaurice Smith? Making fun of black people features? Oh, no. Nope. Instead, we're not letting them off until they do right. That's right. Facts. Thank you, Kimberly. It said they let Kaepernick work out for the Colts too, from my understanding, but I don't think he has a chance. When you meant recently? Was that recently, Amber, or like when they was posturing to give him an opportunity? It said hit the likes on the way in. Yes, thank you. It said, is Tomlin a possibility? I personally don't think Tomlin need to lose his job. I mean, this man don't have a losing record over there, right? And who's first in their division right now? Let's see. Let me look. I think it might be the Ravens or the Ravens. I think it's a back and forth every week, depending on, and you know, Lamar, he gonna keep fighting. He not gonna give it on. He's not gonna give it up. He's not gonna give it up at all. So let's see who. It keeps changing. It keeps changing every week. Yeah, I would have liked for the Browns to be on the little playoff journey for as long as possible, but they didn't want to celebrate it. They didn't want to be there. They didn't want to be there with Shedeur. That's why I don't know why they would have Shedeur next year. If you didn't want to go to the playoffs with Shedeur this year, you haven't fired Stefanski, so you can't blame him. Why would you have Shedeur next year? You think you're going to sit there and we're going to lose with Shedeur next year? You don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke. People know Shedeur is good. Fans of other teams know Shedeur is good. So, Continuously underestimating black people. Okay, here we go. The Steelers are in first place, 7-6, while the Ravens are 6-7. The Ravens have left on their schedule the Bengals, so they probably gonna win that game. But if they don't get cheated, the Patriots, interesting. Now that's gonna be a game. That's before Christmas, December 21st. And then the Ravens and the Packers, also a game. Also a game. Remember when we started the season? They were like, the Packers gonna go to the Super Bowl. I was like, how you know that? I was like, you know that? Right now they on their way. So, the Ravens probably gonna get cheated out of that game. And then we have the Ravens and the Steelers. So the Ravens and the Steelers battling it out for the last game of the season. Poor Lamar. Lord have mercy. Poor Lamar. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Poor Lamar. They gonna cheat Lamar. And it's crazy because they try to fire Mike Tomlin too. But I think they would rather Aaron Rodgers go than Lamar. And then they gonna give all the credit to Aaron Rodgers and act like Mike Tomlin didn't do nothing. That's how they make decisions. Just like the Bears and the Browns, Shedeur versus Caleb, just like Shedeur versus Cam. We called it. I asked y'all, who y'all think they want to win? And we said, who do y'all think they want to lose? Shedeur. Who lost? Shedeur. I'm going to ask you again. We asked it earlier, but I ask it again. Between Caleb and Shedeur, who does the establishment want to lose? Caleb in the conference is last place. So technically, they probably can't really elevate too much to get to the playoffs. So, Shedeur. Just like last week. And it's going to be like that every week. What did Cam Newton say every time he stepped on the field? It said, yeah, Tomlin could be a possibility. I don't know if Haslam will hire him, though. Right. Not if Gruden name come up and not nobody else. That's just weird. I don't think Tomlin will go to a division rival. Interesting. Misalignment. So Bridget is laughing because they use the term misalignment to say that Barry and Stefanski not on the same page. Albert Breer needs a beer. Breer needs a beer with his hate self. Yeah, hater for sure. Let him quit today. Right. When people, I don't know anybody else that can go online, whether directly or indirectly through a mouthpiece, and talk about how disgruntled I am, that I don't have full autonomy and others are making decisions when I'm making football decisions. You have not made one football decision. You have won 6 games in 2 years. What football decisions are you making? Every black quarterback that leave out of there under you get devalued or kicked out the league. Baker Mayfield and Flacco, the only 2 that could go somewhere. Flacco left and became a starter. Traded with a 6th round pick. You think if they trade Shedeur with a 6th round pick, he gonna be a starter somewhere? No. That's the difference between the white quarterbacks and the black ones over there in Cleveland. They actually go destroy the black quarterbacks. Talking about he making football decisions. Dilla definitely was not a football decision. Tony Grossi was on his neck. I was pleasantly surprised. Well, there you go. Now, see, when that started happening, we already talked about the national media turning. We talked about the podcasters in Cleveland turning, the local media turning. Now you got the Mary Cabot lady saying, the organization is pivoting towards Shedeur, but he got 4 more games to win, which is bullshit. Now you got Tony Grossi standing on Stefanski's head. Now, Tony Grossi might have been one of them reporters that asked him. I don't know if it was the same person, but I thought it was 2 different voices. One asked him about the play, and the other asked him why you took Shedeur out the game. One of them could have been Tony Grossi. So, and Grossi said that the Titans game was a must-win for Stefanski, and he lost, and he still got a job. So to me, that points to Haslam. The same Haslam that was skinning and grinning in Coach Prime face. Let's see what happened. Salute. How you doing? Welcome back. It said those people are tired of losing. That's why they're not coming to the games. Earlier today in the comments, somebody said their uncle lives in Cleveland and he don't go no more because it's just too racist. I don't know why they think people want to put up with that. Right? I really don't know why they think that people want to put up with that. Who wants to pay for that? Maybe some content creators because it's some content, but they don't really care. It says Stefanski is trying not to get fired on his day off. Damn, Fred. Right. And that's what they need to do. Before this game, they need to fire him, because if they let him make it for the last 4 games, they want him to set up Shedeur on his way out. And they're going to prop him up somewhere else. So, yeah, he trying not to get fired on his day off. So, okay, now we see it, black people. What we going to do about it? Don't spend our money and watch the games. It said boycott peacefully and leave them alone. It said put your own white boys to be on the team and segregate. Here's the thing. You're not going to get nobody at this moment to not watch Shedeur play. They just ain't going to go to the stadium. That's the only hope, because it sends a message, right? We've been boycotting all season long. And when he played, we support. Understand this. The most that people gonna willing to do is just not go to the stadium, but they gonna watch it at home. They still gonna make money. But if you leave the stadium empty, it sends a message. Now, last week, when they should have been talking about the win-loss scenario for the elimination game, they were talking about why Shedeur Sanders fans, they thought the celebrities was gonna come out like they came to Colorado. I'm like, so you think people gonna come watch you sabotage Shedeur? Other than your diehards. $7 ticket. Your diehards are sick of you as well. It said all of a sudden when Shedeur started, they've been doing this wildcat. Right. Everybody see it. He should quit and take his playbook. He should bury that. He should bury it. He should flush it, shred it, bury it. And not one of them fell for it. Yup, it said that Mary Kay was demanding for the media to talk to Quishan. Why? What? Oh, she wanted the media to ask Quishan about that damn play? Interesting. Okay. What the hell with her? Leave Quishan alone, damn it. He ain't no damn quarterback. It said, yeah, Quishan. Oh, here's the thing. Who the hell decided that Quishan is a quarterback and know how to manage the ball cutting through the wind? Because I heard Shedeur say quarterbacks know how to throw through the wind. Quishan ain't no damn quarterback. And why is Quishan trying to throw the goddamn ball to Gage, who been dropping the ball for the last 2-3 games? Like, that's the place Stefanski drew up. They practiced it. Quishan ain't no quarterback. So to hell with Stefanski and that stupid ass play. I'm like, don't be asking Quishan no damn questions. You should have been asking Stefanski questions. If you was asking Stefanski these kind of questions of accountability back in the spring, y'all will be in the playoffs because he will be gone. Now he want to quit. He could quit then. It said a man that makes touchdown passes you don't trust. Right. He ain't gonna never trust him. Like they said, Shedeur could win the Super Bowl and Stefanski gonna come on the podium and say, yeah, it's a lot to learn. You know, he did good, but he got a lot to learn. He can win the Super Bowl, and that's what he gonna say. Because it's like a, what do you call, like a little script? That's his go-to. Yeah, it's a good learning opportunity. Yeah, I'm sure Shedeur had 393 yards and 4 touchdowns and did something no other Browns players have ever done. He has never said that. You know what he said? I'm sure it's some plays he wanted to take back. You think? You really think he wanted to take some plays back and he just set records for this organization? Really? He cannot respect Shedeur. He doesn't respect him. He can only pretend. And he can't even pretend for very long. So he should be fired. I don't even think Quishan knew the play. They say Stefanski drew up some cockamamie play, which was to have Quishan throw the ball to Lil Gage. The moment was too much for Quishan. Did you see them damn defenders coming at him? Why? Because they kept using the wildcat. So when I see Shedeur go off the field, I know what time it is. I know who gonna have the ball. Quishan. So everybody was coming at Quishan. Right? He ain't no damn quarterback. Stefanski was trying to prove anybody could do this. That's all he was trying to prove. But before Shedeur got in there, could nobody else do it but Dylan? There's standards for this position. Shedeur couldn't do it because he couldn't learn the plays, he couldn't read the defenses. Get the hell out of here. One game, and he outplayed Jackson Dart, Tyler Shaw, everybody drafted before him, and Cam Ward. One game. And they set him up in the beginning of that game and the end. No, I played every damn body in the 2025 draft and probably the 2026 draft too. It said, well, we don't trust Kevin. Facts, we don't. It says, Stefanski, you deliberately took Shedeur out of rhythm. Yup, that's facts. Too late for damage control. Absolutely. Absolutely. It said, Krishan read the defense too late and held on the ball instead of handing it off. I ain't worried about that. Krishan ain't no damn quarterback. Stefanski's grandfather. Okay, let's talk about this. Stefanski's grandfather is not Tim Carver. Tim Carver is not related to Stefanski's mom, his dad, or anybody else. These people are not related. That is not true. I don't know why people keep saying that. But if you do the research, they are not related. The only reason they're going to be related is if somebody run over to Facebook or Instagram and tell the lie a couple of times, AI going to go search for the lie. They're not related. They don't know each other. That's not true. And it wouldn't matter anyway. It said, we're in the consequences era. It said, you notice how coaches are getting fired. Yup, that all franchises are being questioned. Yup, and players are losing their availability to play. All complicit, right? Mm-hmm. And did you hear about, what's the one that dates Taylor Swift? Travis Kelce? Did you hear that he's supposed to be in trouble? Because they lost and he got mad and he didn't want to talk to reporters and all this kind of stuff. You know, they supposed to do that, right? They starting to show a bunch of not black players like this in the media and bypassing them. I'm like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna do something? Because you let them be entitled. Just like Stefanski. You let him act like an idiot all the way till now, and now you want to check. Of course he want to quit. He probably surprised he got as far as he did. He did. He probably is. But he thought he was going to be able to go all the way with it, and he mad because he can't. Do you know how neurotic you have to be mad because they want to evaluate another quarterback? Did you tell Dylan and his family that he was going to be the franchise quarterback for the Browns? Because you didn't think that. I think he mad because he can't have control. And look at how he treats Andrew Berry. I ain't stepping up for Berry. I'm just saying. It said their reporter is who? It said Dog Pound Baby. Woof woof. Okay, Jose, welcome. It said, remember Stefanski, you never wanted Shedeur from the start, right? And people are now saying that. And matter of fact, remember I told you the Rizzo guy? He said, I don't think Stefanski wanted Shedeur. I said, you don't think or you know? I know they sick of me. I don't be over there often. But every now and then I slide through there and challenge whatever the hell they say, because they were tracking Archie Manning, the little kid, the nephew, grandson. They were tracking his games. They made a tracker just like they did in the summer. They had Arch Manning at the top, and they had Lenore Sellers. I said, in what world is Arch Manning better than Lenore Sellers? So disrespectful. And they be lying. They be lying. People be like, I like them. Then listen to them. I say listen to them. And you want to filter everything you hear with a grain of salt. It said, did you hear about AB being promoted? No. When did that happen? Andrew Berry got promoted to what? Let's see. I'm going to look it up real quick. Now, that's probably why he want to quit. Did they put Andrew Berry, make Stefanski report to Andrew Berry? Let's see. Andrew Berry promoted. Andrew Berry was promoted to Executive Vice President of Football and Operations in 2020. So I don't see anything now. Key promotions and roles. Nope. Unless it just happened. It says, as of December 2025, Berry continues to serve as GM, though there's ongoing discussion about his. Oh, so maybe he gets the Podesta's job. They should have already promoted him to that job. So he might be just mad because Berry didn't, because he would have to report to Andrew Berry. That's what it is, right? And see, Haslam created that mess with the way he got them reporting to him independently. They supposed to work together and go to him and one do something left hand, right hand. He set that up. That's why it's toxic. But it was toxic before Stefanski got there. And I think they hired Stefanski to continue the toxicity. And so far, that's what they've been doing. And now, because he don't have any autonomy, he want to go. I don't know who's gonna hire him and give him autonomy to run their team into the ground. And I know one thing: if he goes to a team that has 10% ownership by a private equity firm, he gonna get fired because they care about the money. They don't care about nothing else. They're gonna be like, he got to go because the fans don't want to get no tickets. We don't care what color the quarterback is. We need you to win. I think that might actually be the best thing. I think so, right? Some accountability at the ownership level because they don't have one. They don't have one. He couldn't even convince God that Dylan Gabriel should have been the 3rd round pick. I know that's right because God been exposing the truth the whole way. Stefanski is dumb for sure. He should be. He said, call it what it is. Stefanski did not want Shedeur to receive credit for bringing the game back, for getting a tie game, and the potential for a subsequent win, and furthering the Browns in the playoffs, even if it was last place. To be able, the media should have been talking about, oh my God, we in the playoffs after starting such an abysmal season and going 2-8. Shedeur Sanders has come in here and won the Raiders and the Browns in the playoff hunt. They said that much. Then they were quiet when they played the 49ers. They said nothing. You know what they said? The season over. And it wasn't. So not only did they not want Shedeur to win the game, they didn't want to win the game with Shedeur or Quinshawn. They didn't want to win the game with nobody. Because the game would have been tied up and then Shedeur was going to have to save it and he could have won it. The fact that you called 2 Wildcats after the first one failed, when you never needed 2 points in the first place, he put them in the position to be solely dependent on a difficult play in that kind of weather with Quinshawn, who's not a quarterback, and Gage, who's been dropping passes for 3 games straight. They have turned Gage into an asset without him volunteering. Understand that. I know what you can do, and I know what you can't do. So I'm gonna leave you out there to do what you can't do. Come on now. They didn't want to go to the playoffs with Shedeur. Because how am I supposed to get a quarterback next year? Mary Cabot coming out and saying the organization is shifted to Shedeur, but you got to see what he doing these last 4 games. Did Shannon Sharp not tell the truth? They're setting him up these last 4 games. And then she gonna flip right back. Well, he had 4 games, and the public gonna stand on her head next. She gonna get it next because nobody expects a 5th round pick to be Josh Allen, but if he does, watch out. Caleb Williams, the Heisman winner, and who been in the league, a veteran already, as well as Aaron Rodgers, and who else is it? Flacco. They're gonna fix all 4 of them games, and I hope the DOJ is waiting on them. When I hope they waiting on Stefanski. So yeah, I didn't hear Barry. I looked Barry up getting promoted, but it didn't come up yet. If somebody find out what it is, let us know. It said AB finna be like a president of the franchise now. Haslam must like what he's doing. That's very interesting. That's very, very interesting. It said he's been promoted. So what was he promoted to? Does anybody know what he's been promoted to? I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't see it. So if he got promoted, congratulations. It said we knew of was in-house fighting. We knew it was in-house fighting when he traded Joe. So if he's been promoted, understand that opens up a door. That opens up a door for Andrew Berry to get the hell out of the way and somebody else to make the decision on what happens with Shedeur. Did Stefanski not tell Albert Breer, according to Albert Breer, that others have been pushing for the evaluation of a quarterback? So now maybe Stefanski running to the media and crying. They decide, okay, I can't fire Berry, so I'm gonna have to put him up a level, off to the side. I need to know what his role is. So somebody drop it in the comments so I can know what he do, so I can tell you what it can do. It said, hey Queen, what's up, chat? It said that tripped me out to hear that Tim Carver is his grandfather. Okay, it's not. They're not related. Hey boo, they not related, Marlon. They not, these people don't, I ain't gonna say they don't know each other. That's not his grandfather. That's not Tim Carver's daughter. Different names, different people. That's not them. I don't know what the hell they got out like that. But that's not it. This is the same kind of viral story that's not true. Just like people thinking or saying Shedeur has a special clause in his contract called the prime something. I'm like, y'all, I want y'all to think for a second what just happened in the draft. How they betrayed Coach Prime and made him look bad and scapegoated him and his son. The NFL, one, would not give Shedeur a special anything at that time. Secondly, they damn sure would give him something which Coach Prime's name in it, and then let him go to Cleveland and be sabotaged like that. No, that wasn't true. What Shedeur has in his contract is what everybody else has in his contract. That is a revenue sharing clause that all NFL players have, that they make money in undisclosed amount, percentage amount. That don't nobody know what it is, off of their jersey. So, no, the Carvers are not related to Stefanski, or at least Ed Stefanski's wife is not related to Tim Carver in any way, shape, or form. Stefanski hatred is deep. He hates Shedeur getting his shine. Stefanski, I think, has a different problem. I don't think it's specific to Shedeur. Yeah, I don't think it's specific to Shedeur. My voice is being heard. Oh, good. I hope Shannon heard it. Because I was like, Shannon, I was like, come on now. Like, you can't say, I don't want to call it sabotage. No, that's what it is. To call it what it is. And I do feel like him asking for a DOJ investigation is huge. I do feel like other people saying they want the president to have the FBI to investigate Stefanski. I think that's huge. Whether it happened or not, I think it's huge. I think it needs to be said. And once people realize that what's happening to Shedeur is happening to Lamar, happening to all the other 16 black quarterbacks in some way, shape, or form connected to 17 to 32, because that's what they're trying to stop. A historic moment for black quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks. It could happen. So, whether you think it happened or not, you should call for it, right? Just like it took them forever to say Stefanski should be fired. It took them forever. It said, see, Haslam don't like bad press. It said we need to stay on I totally agree. I totally agree. And y'all know Jerry Jeudy, you see he got that act right. The only one that don't get no act right is who? And yeah, Haslam, he don't have $7 tickets, because by the time they come back to play another team, they might be $5, they could be 45 cents. And what's happening to him is what's happening to the Panthers. Understand this, public pressure is the reason owners are forced to sell. Fans make this go around. The owners are just comfortable because they have loyal fan bases. There are certain fan bases they know they can't play with. And Atlanta is one of them. The Saints should be another. They know how to move around. They know they can't play like that. It says Stefanski has aged at least 44 years the last 24 hours for his sabotage against Shedeur. Good. It said hatred makes your heart hard. So I don't know how he don't have not blocked arteries, because his hatred is just it's clan-like. It's just clan-like. That's what I heard, Bridget. It said they said funds from the deep podesta position is going to be used to promote Barry to a president-like position. So here's the thing. They did say immediately after Deep Podesta got sent out that Barry should be in line for the job. But the Browns did what companies do when they don't want a black person in that role. They freeze the position. They say, we just not going to get nobody right now. So if they want to get Andrew Barrett like that, when they could have did it then, why am I doing it now? To appear not what? And then I'd separate Stefanski, and Barry can't tell nobody nothing to do about Shedeur. I put somebody else in that role that probably could work with Stefanski. Always got to look for the play, because the agenda is still the agenda. It said, let's stay on his neck. Yeah, I totally agree. It says, move on. Yeah, I say if you run into Albert Breer to tell him you want to quit. I'm like, all right, then just quit. You what you need? Like, was it a threat? Did he think they was gonna cry? No, fans will celebrate. Do y'all remember when the Queen of England died? Irish Twitter was lit. They had songs. They was dancing, doing their little dance. It ain't gonna be no different. We want you gone. You holding up progress. You holding up exciting football. Like even watching Cam play. I mean, and pushing Greg Delpit on the ground was just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yes, Stefanski, the heat is on. And he thought that what? He thought that trying to get Jerry Judy to make a fool of himself, that the heat would go off of him, and it did. And it went to Jerry Judy, and Jerry Judy said, hey, all right, all right, all right. And now it's back on Stefanski. And Haslam ain't stupid either. Because he saw Coach Prime and he let everybody see. Hey. And there are people that believe that. Some people believe it. Some do not. So, but the point is, they know what to do. Haslam the only one, Stefanski the only one who just refuses to act civil. He wants to be Neanderthal. Good riddance. That's what I say. Get the hell on. It says Stefanski turned red with his head down, not answering any of the questions. He was upset about that. He was like, I'm not addressing that. I'm like, wait a minute. You're the only person who can get up here and can't be transparent. What up? No other coach acts like that, right? You've been a mess the whole way through, and now they're on your neck, and you mad. The public is on his neck. Now the media is on his neck, so he ran to Andrew Berry and start whining. Don't forget, Andrew Berry's a mouthpiece for NFL, so they're working on that together. Mama Tia, they said thank you for the membership. So if y'all got a message about a membership being gifted to you, Friday at 6 p.m. for the next month, you'll be able to partake in all the members' videos, and you go start binge watching if you want. If you snowed in, have fun. Leave us some comments and let us know what you think. But we go live every Friday at 6 p.m. and your membership was a gift from Mama Tia. So shout out to Mama Tia for that. That was very nice. Big man child. That's a good way to say it. Good way to say it. It said, that's so nice for you to bless the channel membership. Yep. It said, wicked. I thought Stefanski was going to throw the red challenge flag when Shedeur threw that dime to Fannin. Stefanski wanted smoke. Wanted to make sure he got both feet down and had control of the ball. Oh, really? He crazy if he would have did that. Excellent content. Very pivotal. Thank you. Thank you. It says, see how they are trying to say it was all a plan of somebody say Tans, and that Shedeur needs to grow. Right. So at some point, they don't know what to say because Shedeur has grown so much. But then people that have access to the highlights or that take the time to get the highlights are putting them out there, and I have committed to reposting them. I have thanked the people that are putting Shedeur's highlights out from Jackson State, Colorado, because he's the same quarterback. Stefanski not going to take no credit, and neither is anybody else because they left Shedeur to language. All I watched that quarterback coach do was drag Shedeur off the field, and he was talking to people, a Bucky in the stand. Musgrave. So the hell with him. They need to clean house. I hope Barry control the draft. If they moving him to out of his AD position, his job would be to control the strategy of the organization as a strategic, like a chief strategy officer. So that's a way for Haslam to stay out of hot water with civil rights violations. Because Stefanski has made himself a legal liability. It said, I said all along that Kevin Stefanski was evil. Yep. He can, and it's funny how he just to stop pretending. He can't even pretend no more. He could only fake it for so long. Touching all on Shedeur, I'm like, would you stop touching on him? You don't have to touch on people. But that's how he was posturing. He was posturing. It said Mendoza or Arch or another Gable. Right. I don't know about Mendoza. I thought he was at Ohio State for Julius Sand Arch Manning. I never saw the man at Indiana. And I don't care if that's who they get, because I know they're going to get Arch Manning in 2027. So if they want to get Mendoza for a year and play in his face, God bless him. Just set Shedeur free so he can go ball out somewhere else as QB1. A megalomaniac. Yeah, I call it a megalomaniac, but maybe it's a megalomaniac. I don't trust the Stefanski with a ham sandwich. I wouldn't either. I don't blame you. Someone said Cleveland will make up the money they paid Watson. This has nothing to do with the show. Cleveland makes $110 million off the gate alone. Every owner gets a $400 million check for TV rights. Deshaun been there since 2022. If you want to count the gate, the last 3 years, that's way over Deshaun's salary. They already make $90 million in operating expenses. And then they got payroll 300. So they good. They good. Then don't forget, they get liquid money, assets from their limited partnerships. $5 million a pop. So they straight. They straight. It said maybe Stefanski is mad because Haslam sided. Yeah. And understand this. The fact that Haslam made Harvard educated Andrew Berry an equal alongside Stefanski and separated their reporting duties to him independently. Stefanski thought he had it made, but things are switching up. Now, I don't know why things are switching up, but we noticed things were switching up on the outside. They were not on the same accord on the inside. And, we're hearing grievances from Stefanski through Albert Breer about other people making decisions. That's Andrew Berry. Now, y'all saying Andrew Berry get promoted. That's how you keep harmony. You move Andrew Berry out the way, and you let Stefanski do his thing. And then you're going to get somebody else to be the GM. Probably who they have been rooting for, Peyton Manning. They don't do nothing until they don't course correct until they're forced to course correct. Everything else is just posture. But, hey, at least they won't be using Andrew Berry to get black players for cheap no more. So, shout out to Andrew Berry. He's that mad. Lil Dylan can't get back. Yeah, that's fact. Mad because Dylan can't come back. What were they saying last week? And some woman at CBS or NBC or somebody was trying to say, I don't think we've seen enough of Dylan. Yes, the hell you have. Nobody wants to see Dylan. I don't even know how many people have brought Dylan jerseys other than his girlfriend and his family. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody along the sides. I've seen all sorts of kind of jersey numbers. Of course, I've seen 12. I've seen Chubb. I've seen Deshaun. I saw a man with Deshaun jersey on. No. Not Ebola. It said Barry is separating himself from Stefanski. I would too, because that's got to be hard. Says Stefanski is a bag man. He'll go down for it all, right? And he gonna try to drag people with him. And personally, I think the way that I believe that they gonna go about it, let him get out of here so he can be in good graces with them up here, and he don't light a match on the whole organization. Send him somewhere else, maybe advance him or give him autonomy. And then when they fire the GM come in new and he sweep house and he gonna get put out with the trash. We shall see. Or he gonna be over there propped up and they gonna say Cleveland was the problem. Who knows? Can't blame Shannon Sharp. Very skillful mindset, unbelievable. This isn't stuck on stupid anymore. It's really time to call for compliance and investigations. Right, Mama Tia? That's facts. That's just total facts. So I'm happy for Shannon, using his platform for that. Because I can say it all day, and it's probably gonna take us a couple of years to get where he at. But if you look at the numbers on each of the posts that he's done on the topic, they pushing a million. They way over 500,000. So he got the voice. So shout out to Shannon. That's why I'm like, you can't be scared. It said Barry made Kevin stand on his Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur. Yep, that's facts. He did. And Barry probably was eager to do that because that wasn't his pick. Dylan was not his pick. He wanted Shedeur initially. But then he messed up when he went along with the BS. Hopefully he's apologized. It said he mad like Lil Dylan can't get back in. Right. He wants Dylan to get back in. Hit the like button for me, guys. It says Stefanski doesn't know that we learn how to play reindeer games when forced to be in majority environment. It said he thought he was smarter. He actually believes the lie that black people aren't smarter. He don't respect Barry. He don't respect Shedeur. He don't respect Deshaun. He don't respect none of them. He probably gave the ball to Quishana because he think he does. Yeah. He also gave the ball to Harold Fannin Jr. because he think he does. He didn't want neither one of them plays to work. He didn't want the quarterback sneak to work. If you want the quarterback sneak to work, you would have used the quarterback. He's trying to say, you don't have no special skill set. I can put the ball in Quishana's hand. That's what it is. Hey y'all, I'm here. What have I missed? Oh man. I don't know when you said that at 11:14. It's 11. It's 12:25. Oh man. Oh man. You're gonna have to catch the replay, boo. But welcome. I appreciate you. He hasn't seen Shedeur play. He sees the money. You would think so. You would think so. You would think so. I think they're trying to give Jerry Jones a Super Bowl. That's the feeling I'm starting to get. Haslam don't want the bad publicity that would offset his public personas. Stefanski's antics are all on Haslam. Haslam is about to have a Jerry Jones moment. Facts. Facts. Remember, Barry hugged Shedeur and whispered in his ear. Yeah, he told him something. I think he told him things were going to change. I think it was hanging there for a second. You did good. I thought it. I don't know what happened to mine. Yeah, something happened to mine. Just like that. But think about it. So there's the reason. Just let me know what officially position he gets when it starts. Is it next year? Is it this year? Because if I move Barry out the way, there's nobody to look out for Shedeur with a trade. I ain't robbed Shedeur for nothing. And then you see they ain't moved Stefanski yet. Everything they talking about is next year. So they gonna leave him in place to do damage. And if I move Barry out the way, there's nobody to look out for Shedeur with trade. So there's a method to the madness because they immediately froze that position instead of elevating Barry like they was supposedly going to do. Why would you wait? What's the big deal? Now you want to use it when Stefanski crying to the media through the NFL. Understand, Stefanski technically ran to the NFL by running to Greer. He practically ran to the NFL. Now Barry's getting a promotion to separate these two. And so Stefanski can be left in place to do damage. So, no lie, that stadium was hella empty. Yeah, some girl, young lady, she did a post like a TikTok, and she said, things are bad when nobody wants your extra tickets. So she must have had tickets for like a row or half a row. They were all empty. It was just her. I don't know if y'all saw her, but it's in my stories. It's in my stories. So check that out. Yeah, she said, it's bad when the whole row empty and nobody wants your extra tickets. And people want to comment, I would have took them. So I'm proud of the Browns fans, though. I know they love their team, but you got to hold these people accountable. It said, Jerry Jeudy, you are next under the microscope. Yeah, he definitely might want to walk out. I'm going to say it again. Earlier today, I said on the podcast, I get a feeling something in this little crime robbery spree, this little break-in at Shedeur's house is about to shake. This feeling I get, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens because it's been a minute, so we should be hearing something. It said, I don't think Kevin talked to Stefanski during that draft call. It said, Shedeur Sanders. He did. Because Shedeur called him coach. Yeah, he actually did. Because we did a comparison of both calls. And I actually just saw it recently somewhere. Probably in my devices, because I still have the original call. So I remember Shedeur called him coach. And Shedeur was using the term coach when he was talking to other people or when he was at the combine. So he already knew when he was at the combine and after the combine and CU Pro Day that he was supposedly going to the Browns. Yep. It said, right, we need to stay on Haslam. Right. And I think the Browns fans kind of see that they can send their disapproval. Yep. They can send their disapproval by staying home. Absolutely. Take Dillon with you. Right. Take all of them places. It's that 12 scored 4 touchdowns. Yep. And Kevin is mad. Right. But you know what I think? Kevin don't want to take accountability for being wrong. He don't want to take accountability for being a fraud. He don't want to take accountability for being two-faced, lying to Shedeur and acting like we really want you. He don't want to take accountability for being racist. He don't want to be called out. He want to have control to just tear down the whole damn team just to hurt Shedeur. Because with Kevin Stefanski, cruelty was the point. And the fact that he has not been fired, somebody's protecting him. And if they moving Barry out the way, the personnel, they really protecting Stefanski. Understand that. That's why I need to know what position he was moved to if he was truly promoted. It said, I wonder if the players gonna start leaking info after the season of what's been going on. I don't know. That's a good question. What y'all think about that? You think the players gonna start leaking, like talking? Well, what I can tell you about the defense is, you know, that Shedeur been balling and they've been asking him questions. It's almost like they exasperated with the foolishness. They knew that this would happen and they hate that a whole season was wasted. But can they say that directly? So they gotta talk around it, like Myles Garrett did. Right? It's funny how they want to keep pressing the players. They want to keep trapping Shedeur, but they let Stefanski off the hook the whole way through. That's why I said they ain't no good either. Why you mad now? You should have been mad. How you didn't know Shedeur wasn't good? If football is your business, you know who Shedeur is. How you don't know who the #1 player in the country is, the Johnny Unitas Award winner? Because you're part of the problem too. A lot of posturing going on. A lot of posturing. It said if he thinks Shedeur Sanders is something, he won't be able to handle JD. Who is JD? I don't know. Let me know who JD is. Let me know who that is. Stefanski is the main culprit, right? He was happy to do it. He was happy to do it. Somebody say just hire Dion. That's what I say. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's what I say. Shedeur just got to protect himself, right? For the last 4 games, avoid all sacks, and you better avoid every blitz, because they all gonna be like, what's that team? The Ravens. It's gonna be like that. I think that's just me. That's just me. I think they trying to, like make him unavailable. But you can be a fool to do that right now. Because if you think they standing on Stefanski's head, you let Shedeur get hurt and everybody see what's going on. People saw what was going on in the Ravens game and they got smoked for that. Stefanski didn't care. He just kept on. Stefanski didn't start whining to the NFL until he could put Dillon back in, and he got pressed by the media about taking Shedeur out. Now he mad. Run it to the NFL. Albert Breer is running to the NFL. And now we hearing about Stefanski getting a promotion. That's crazy. I mean, Haslam getting a promotion. Not Haslam. What's his name? Barry. Barry getting another promotion. We all need to call for an investigation for Stefanski. I mean, this platform has definitely done that. But I think the bigger platforms, that's just how it's going to have to go. I mean, we can push from the bottom, and it happens, right? It was huge for Shannon to say that, because here it is right here, Barstool Sports, and 15,000 people saw it. 38 people retweeted it, 162 people liked it, and 203 people commented on it. Shannon Sharp claims the Browns naming Shedeur Sanders their full-time QB1 is applied to destroy Sanders. I totally agree. I agree. I totally agree. So people don't believe it because Shannon played ball. He knows how this goes. And I said, yeah, he's right? He's right. That's exactly what it is. You leave him the last games in the dead of winter. No matter what city, it's the dead of winter. And he playing against these vets like Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Flacco. Hell, Flacco got 20 years in, and Caleb. Caleb been here 2 years now, but he's still a vet. Right? Now if you go ahead and beat one of them, he got to try to stay safe. He got to stay safe. He got to think about his safety in these last 4 games. So he got to do it. Yeah, it says Stefanski. Go on, get right. Just go. By design. Thank you for being a member, boo. It said Rookie of the Week voting link above. Okay, Amber put I didn't know you could vote for that. Amber put the voting link for Rookie of the Week. We got to vote for that? Oh, okay. 12 will get Rookie of the Week. Did y'all check the link? Great discussion. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lil Jeremiah. Okay, all right. We can only try, coach. Yep. It said by Stefanski Hurley. Right. Like, go. Like, are we supposed to be sad? Are we supposed to be sad because you want to quit? No. You want us to help you pack? Somebody say hip hop, hip hop. You get the hell on. You have to vote for Shedeur on the NFL page. Okay. Amber, I saw the link. Thank you. I'll do that right after this podcast. Okay. Somebody said, me too, I need a membership. 20 people got a membership. So by design, I might have got one of those. And the memberships are selected randomly. So if y'all got a membership, make sure y'all say thank you to Mama Tia. Okay, Amber put the link, guys, for the voting. So y'all go check it out. I put it on the page so you can see it if you want to type it in. I didn't know you had the vote. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't know you had the vote. I saw the link. I just thought it was for Pro Bowl. Did y'all vote for Shedeur for the Pro Bowl? Are they going to announce it tomorrow? How you got to vote? I didn't know you had to vote. Oh, it's the Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Nice. It's nice. It's sponsored by Pepsi. Interesting. Rookie of the Week winners. Trayvon Henderson, Nick Imanwari, Carson Schlesinger won, Barrett Carter. Where we voted? Where we vote? Rookie of the Week winners. I guess, oh, here we go. Okay, so Nick Imanwari is up for it again. Devin Neal, RJ Harvey. Remember RJ Harvey from USF? He's up for it. Harold Fannin Jr., Kevin Winston, and Shedeur. I thought they said Carson West. What's his name? What was his name? Tyler Shaw. I thought they said he was on there. Oh, okay. I guess I voted. I clicked on it for Shedeur, y'all. So y'all gonna do it. It's real fast. It's real fast. Use the link. Amber put it in the chat. Shout out to Amber. Oh, you can vote again. How many times can you vote? How many times can you vote? Oh my God. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, if y'all ain't got nothing to do, light it on up. Light it up. Light it up. Light it up. Light it up. I hope you win. I hope you win. I didn't know you had to vote. 322 people, hit the like button, please. We need to collectively come down hard on the Cleveland media and journalism community. So far, I think it's happening. But yes, I totally agree. But I think that's actually what's happening. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Okay, I see a lot of new members. Bridget, by design, shout out to y'all. Okay, so all the people that got their memberships and accepted them are green, so I can see who's who. Shout out to y'all. Okay, shout out to Mama Tia for that. Friday, 6 o'clock. Movie said, bye, boy, for Stefanski to get the hell on. Stefanski said he is still in control of the play calling. Thought that went to Tommy. He a control freak. When Tommy Reese took over the play calling initially, you know what he said? If you play badly, you have called plays. So he was undermining Tommy Stefanski's role as the play caller. Toxic. He just toxic. Toxic. I think he's a psychopath or a sociopath. Probably both. Probably both. Shedeur will prevail. It's already done. That's what I say. That's what I say. He gotta stay safe. I think he's gonna be fired though. He probably gonna lose. What people don't understand is Shedeur could do everything possible to put up numbers. He could do that, right? But he don't want to do that. He want to win. Don't forget the defenses over there. Don't forget how lackluster they were. And this is what Myles Garrett said. They asked him because he only had 1 sack. He said that's because they keep running the ball. So he's saying you can't sack the quarterback if they're running the ball like that. So they did run the ball heavy because Cam Ward only had 25 reps, whereas Shedeur had like 40 my reps. So I'm gonna have to look at the Bears and go study them a little bit to see what they changed up to try to hold back Shedeur. And it's probably gonna be the blitz that the Ravens use. And you know the O-line is weak. So Shedeur gonna have to do his thing in negative 20 degree, what they call that, wind chill or whatever, something like that. Oh yeah. So make sure y'all go vote for Shedeur for Rookie of the Week, please. I didn't know you had to vote. So make sure y'all go vote. The Bears lost their last game, which pushed them outside the playoffs. Who did they lose to, Bridget? He said this is a big game, Shedeur versus Caleb. Facts. If Stefanski is still in the building, the slick stuff will come. Right. If Stefanski in the building, they left him there intentionally to sabotage Shedeur. And that's why the cabin lady talking about everybody's thinking about Shedeur, but he got 4 more games to prove himself. He already proved himself. You should be using his 4 more games to see what additional players you need to get in the draft. Y'all keep saying the season over, but you want Shedeur to still prove himself. He could win the Super Bowl, and they would say that. So he just got to be safe. Good night. Thank you for the super chat, Aubrey. I appreciate it. See y'all next time. All right, we're going to get ourselves out of here, too. I hope everybody went to vote. And if you got a new, get Black Bully. That's right. That would be good. Good night, Marlon. Go vote. Go vote for Shedeur. Just go to the NFL page, or you can Google, if you don't see the link in the chat, Google NFL Rookie Week vote, and it'll come right up. It's got Pepsi, Shedeur's top left. Click on it, vote now. And then you can vote multiple times, apparently. Somebody over there just probably voting for somebody else, but I hope that don't negate them. So y'all make sure y'all go vote for Shedeur. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here because I'm getting a little tired. 320 of us, yay! Make sure y'all hype me up. If you see the hype button, please hype me up. You hear my voice is getting hoarse. I've been live twice a day, a couple hours at a time. So I'm gonna go and shut it down, get some rest, study the Bears. We'll be back tomorrow as the Cleveland Browns turns and see what's going on. All right, have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Shout out to Mama Tia for the membership. Shout out to Mama Tia for the super chat. Thank you for the love. Thank you. And shout out to Aubrey for the love. And shout out to everybody for the engagement. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports.